Well, it's Christmas Eve and it's extremely cold. Now it's 4 degrees in the daytime. It's a beautiful sunny day. I'm just over behind the feeders. There's lots of birds up here waiting to hop onto the feeders. That's a house sparrow there, male. See, the light is very creamy coloured now because the sun doesn't get up very high. There's the house sparrow, big male. That's beautiful. So there we go. There's a few birds around, but I'm looking for something really exotic like a fieldfare or a redwing. It's a male, but the light is washed out by the strange light of winter, which is so kind of creamy coloured. I guess creamy is the best description of it, or almost sepia toned. And the singer that you can hear is the starling, which is there. And there's a few sparrows singing with it. They're all making a lot of noise. I'll walk over a bit closer. You can see the beautiful iridescence of the starling's plumage. It's kind of like vinyl, and it has the iridescence for the same reason, the way the light strikes it. There's a blue tit. The starling's doing a hell of a concert on its own. So now we're back to the hazel trees and the old man's beard, which is really doing incredible. The sun is moving into position to set. That starling is singing very noisily. Beautiful though. Not bad for a Christmas Eve. And I'd rather it really cold and sunny than really cold and wet if I have the choice. He was embarrassed, so he flew away. There's two lovely doves up there. The starling's still singing. There's the doves. They're lovely. Lovely doves. And of course there's children playing in the background, that's what the noise is. And what you discover about all animals is they don't like having things pointed at them. They don't like having cameras, even little cameras pointed at them, although a little camera won't be as scary as a big camera. But no, most animals, no matter what animal, and people too, don't like having things pointed at them. It seems threatening, and it is kind of threatening. So in a way you have to learn techniques for not scaring them. I spent a lot of time working on ways of not being scary. A lot of people recommend getting into a car. They don't seem threatened by a car, and they don't seem to notice the glass on the camera so much when you're in a car, because you're part of like a load of windows. The funny thing is, as soon as I stopped pointing the camera, along came birds. They're all around me now. They don't mind when I'm not pointing the camera at them. They're fine, they're actually here around me, they don't feel threatened. And that's the trick. Don't threaten them. Don't make them feel threatened. Just make everything feel natural. Because it is natural. It doesn't need to be you don't need to be. Some people like to hunt with their camera, like they're carrying around and they're getting shots. And there is I mean, some animals are so scared of you, you kind of need to do that. You need to stalk them and photograph them like that, or video them. But many creatures are much more relaxed when you're relaxed. They're used to people. As long as you don't sort of notice them and are more fading into the background, they feel relaxed and they feel okay with it, and they feel okay with you. So you'll get much better video if you do that. And I found that most of the best video I ever get is when I'm not looking for video. It's when I'm just going around minding my own business, and creatures don't mind you that way. They just behave naturally, and you're just part of the furniture, and then you can get great videos just by doing that. You get really amazing sightings. That's the way to do it. But also, of course, if you have a camera with you all the time, that's when you're never going to be stuck, because you'll always have no matter what happens, you've got a camera to reach for and take a video of it, or a photo. And there is some beautiful sunlight up there, thank God. We really need it after all the rain of Storm Bella. Now here's something really amazing. It's the 28th of December, so another 3 days, basically 3.5 days till New Year's. And down here, what you're looking at, by the way, these are the flowers of Veronica, as they're called. They're beautiful shrubs, but this one for some strange reason started flowering at the end of November. It might be from south of the equator, and maybe that's why. And this is actually kind of its summer, but I don't think so. I think it was just for some reason it thought it would be a good time to do it. But here we are, 28th of December, and look at these. Do you know what they are? They're not daffodils. Just if you look there, you'll notice the leaves are folded. These are incredibly little tulips coming up. Actual tulips. It's very early. So we definitely have an early spring. The sun is just setting over there. So chilly, I'm gonna have to go in. I should be wearing gloves really, but and it's starting to rain again. But anyway, there is the sunset. Oh, sunset on a bleak midwinter's day, but it's definitely going to be an early spring. It's very exciting. Now that doesn't mean that we won't get, say, another beast from the east coming in or something like that, because when I checked my records I found that we were having an early spring when the beast from the east struck. So that could happen again. And still very much winter. It is only the start of true winter. And just to show you, this lovely plant here is the winter heliotrope. And those are its flowers, spikes, which always remind me kind of toilet brushes, but they smell nicer. They smell like aniseed, soft aniseed, kind of sweet, ice creamy aniseed. Beautiful plant. But that's a winter plant. It grows all year, but it flowers in winter. Brown lacewing. Now this is beautiful brown lacewing on peat briquettes, which will soon be extinct. The briquettes, I mean. These lacewings are insects that like to fly. The larvae like to eat aphids. They're predatory. The adults will eat small insects as well, but they hibernate in the winter. And this one is one of many hibernating in peat briquettes. They have iridescent eyes and iridescent wings. A male bullfinch. One of the most beautiful birds in the world. It's eating buds of brambles, but also, now those would be leaf buds. It's also eating buds off other plants. They're seed eaters, big seed eaters. Beautiful birds. Oh, it's New Year's Day and it really feels like New Year's Day. It's beautiful. A lovely, fresh, new beginning, hopefully. Although, we're starting that new beginning at a very bad time in terms of all the things that have happened in 2020. It's lovely to have some hope in 2021, and now the days are all growing longer day by day, and we have to get a lot colder, I suppose, before it gets warmer, but that's always the way these things happen. But these are the bluebells down here. Pippa is sniffing. I don't know why, but dogs love the scent of bluebells. Why do you like the scent of bluebells? They must have some very strong scent out of the actual leaves. I don't know why. So, New Year's Day 2021. Now to find some newly awakened nature. Roses, believe it or not. This is an incredibly hardy rose type. It has no scent, but it's lovely to see a rose blooming in the winter. It's slowly blooming, but isn't that gorgeous? There's something to gladden the heart. Wow, I found something really interesting. Look at these. Look, see this? Well, they're crocuses. Crocuses come up in these little sheets. See at the bottom here? So those are little sheets, and they come up out of the ground. Usually the ground's a little bit frozen than it was yesterday. So those are crocuses right up here by the hedge. They've been there for many years, but isn't it fantastic to see them? So something new, another discovery. But so for me, it's not until the crocus flowers that we kind of know there's going to be spring. The crocus seems to be more susceptible to frost than all of the others, even though it's a spring flower. I've noticed it doesn't snow after the crocus blooms. It's the one plant, I've investigated all of them, but it's the one plant that you can rely on. So if these crocuses bloom, then I can be pretty sure that we're not going to get snow later on this year. Now, I don't know why that is. Some people would say, how can they predict? I don't know how they can predict, but they do. And they have never lied to me yet. Of course, there could be a first time, but I think if they bloom shortly, literally that is the start of spring. This is going to be an early spring.